Hi, it's Mark Owen from Moose Marketing and PR, the editor of Punchline magazine, and welcome to Punchline Talks Politics. Today I'm with Alex Davies-Jones. She's the Labour Shadow Minister for Domestic Violence and Safeguarding, but she's here today to talk about retail. Welcome, Alex, to Gloucester. Can I just quickly shake her hand? Thank you very much. Sorry. Thanks ever so much for coming today. So what have you invited me for this little chat?
I've invited you here to Gloucester to talk about Labour's plan to support our high streets and to promote safer streets in our communities. We know that sadly, theft and shoplifting has gone up 50% and attacks on shop workers are all too common, and people, just talking to people in the town centre, they sadly don't feel safe, they don't feel comfortable coming to their town centres anymore. Labour has a plan to change that.
Now, you're from Wales, obviously from Pontypridd. Have you been to Gloucester before?
I have been to Gloucester before. My niece is at Hartbury College. She's doing rugby here, so we come quite regularly to cheer her on, and it's a beautiful city and I do love to visit.
Okay, now, let's talk about Labour's plans then to tackle shoplifting. Obviously, the Tory government, I think it was Theresa May, brought in a sort of, shall we say, if there was a shoplifter who stole more than £200, then they might be done for it. But nowadays they're not, and it's a problem going through courts, isn't it? So what's Labour's policy, and what would you actually do different to the Tory government?
You've outlined the issue right there. So anything less than £200 is effectively, the police haven't got the resources to be able to take that crime seriously, which we've called this the Tory shoplifting charter. And we've heard from businesses today up and down the high street who are being targeted repeatedly a few times a day. Yes, only small amounts of goods being taken, but over time that does add up and is having a huge impact. So we would scrap that policy immediately. We would restore policing on our streets, get 13,000 more police on the beat supporting our communities, and we would also introduce the offence of attacking a shop worker, making that a standalone criminal offence, because it is unacceptable that anybody goes to work and feels unsafe while doing so.
Well, the main problem is not just about the shoplifting itself, it's actually the criminal courts. That's where, so you can have a police officer, they could actually get the evidence required, get the CCTV, but it goes to the courts, and then the courts kick it out because of the prison. So it's a lot bigger issue.
It's a vicious circle. It's a vicious circle that needs addressing from top to bottom. It's a root and branch approach that we need to tackle. We need to tackle the causes of crime, but then we also need to absolutely overhaul the criminal justice system to make sure that people are getting justice, that there is a de-incentivization of taking, stock that doesn't belong to you, of actually committing crimes. We need to completely overhaul this, because after 14 years of Tory government, nothing is working, whether that be the criminal justice system or policing on our streets.
So would you actually create more prisons? What would be the sort of, what's the Labour policy for that kind of stuff?
We've been saying, we have to be taking criminal justice seriously. We can't make crime an attractive proposal for people to take that up. We need our court systems to be operating more efficiently. We need better social services so that people who are having to steal because they're hungry or they're homeless on our streets have got those support services that they need. Our local councils are crying out for investment. They've been underfunded for the last 14 years. We've got council elections on the 2nd of May. We need everybody to go out and support those elections, to vote at those elections, because, as I've said, councils are having to make incredibly difficult decisions with incredibly limited resources, and they need that support.
But the big problem is, let's be honest, there's no money.
No,
so even to get 18,000 PCSOs, which the Labour policy is, that's only a drop in the ocean here. We're only talking about, say, 50 officers here in Gloucestershire, covering the whole of the county. Yeah. It really isn't very many.
It's not very many, and that's why we've pledged for more PCSOs, 13,000 police on our streets, and it's about political priorities. Where is the priority? We've already said there are absolutely things that we need to overhaul, whether that's scrapping the non-dom status, actually doing it properly, not just like the Tories have pretended to do it, to make sure we get that investment back, and so we can fund free school meals in our schools, we can make sure that we've got more police in our streets, we can give a properly supported NHS. Labour has a plan for this. The Tories are just decimating public services, and that's why we're urging everybody to vote Labour on the 2nd of May.
I love the way you've got it in right 3 times already about that. One other thing then, just very, very quickly, like I said about the judicial system, would there be an education as well? Are you looking at to educate people and try to turn, because let's be honest, if you commit a crime, a lot of the time is that you don't have the money.
Yeah.
So there's no point in finding somebody.
No, as I said, it's that vicious circle. Nothing is working, and we have to completely overhaul it, root and branch approach. This is looking at our education system, healthcare, criminal justice, local government. We can't operate political policies in a vacuum anymore. For far too often, Whitehall, that place in Westminster, which is far too removed from our communities, has operated in a silo. We need that full approach, every area of policy working together to really transform our communities, because after 14 years, it's failed.
I've got to ask you, being a Welshman myself, the 20 mile an hour speed limit, they're thinking about changing that.
They are. Look, I think it's really a welcome decision that Vaughan Gething, our new First Minister, has addressed the issue of communications around this policy. Communities know best what is appropriate for them. I'm a big fan of devolution, and I'm a big fan of people knowing what is best for their own communities. So I'm really excited about this overhaul of the policy, so that people close to them can make appropriate decisions about their roads.
Okay, one last question about Gloucester, if that's okay, Alex. So what do you think of our lovely city, and what's really caught your eye here?
I think it's a beautiful city. You've got so much to offer. You're wonderful people, I think, is the biggest thing that stood out to me today, is how incredible both the customers and the staff working in these businesses that I've met are today. But what would benefit them the most? Voting Labour on 2nd of May.
Thank you very much, Alex. Lovely to meet you.
Nice
Thanks so
to
much
meet
for your
you. No
time.
problem.
Thank you.